What is going on, guys? Welcome to another Beyond the Week podcast, this time with...
Hi.
The illustrious Obese to Beast.
This is really cool, man.
Isn't it fun, man?
Like, shout out to you for having this idea and then just executing it, like, really hard.
Thank you, man.
Because, yeah, this is awesome. Sounds great.
I only go hard in the paint, bro.
That's true. You're like a basketball player.
I'm like Stephen Curry. Is that his name?
That's why I just said a basketball player. You're like Shaquille O'Neal.
You're like, I don't know the names.
Good job.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
You're like Mark McGuire.
Macadamia
nice.
Tomlinson. So this is the first time I've done a podcast with a guest. So
I feel honored.
Thank you, man.
The first yes.
Of course it would be you.
Yeah, first for best. Best for first.
You're beautiful. You're great at that, man. These are going to be all split up into sound bites by people.
Yeah, there you go. It'll be perfect.
Obese to Beast is so motivational.
First is best.
Best is first, use is last. No, okay. Anyways, I wanted to test out the system and just make sure that it all is functioning well. But also, I thought it would be a great topic to go through. Basically, like I get the question all the time in the comments where they basically say like, how do I commit to the gym? Because every time I go in there, I'm super nervous. Like there's all these people that are looking at me. How do you like get over the people looking at you? How do you get over like the intimidation, the gym intimidation?
Gym intimidation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gym intimidation. Mm-hmm. Just basically all that. So I think that's what we're just going to cover in this podcast is just that whole first couple of months at the gym, because it is definitely like, I remember it's kind of like nerve wracking, man.
Yeah. It's really, especially if you are not comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like most people are going to the gym because they're trying to better themselves. So it's really difficult when you're going there and you feel like you're already not really happy with how you look. And I almost feel like when you first start going to a gym, you make people look better than they really do. You like in your head, you make these people, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You like turn them into like monsters, like huge buff dudes or whatever, like super hot chicks or whatever it is. Right. And like, I think that gym intimidation, I think we can both agree that it's mainly I think it's mental more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, like you're usually overreacting to things. I like to say hypersensitive. When I first went into the gym, it was when I was obese still. I had lost maybe 40 pounds, but I would go into the gym and I automatically thought that people were staring at me already. Mm-hmm. And so when I first started, I was too scared to go onto like the gym floor, like the lifting area. So the gym that I started at actually had like the cardio was all in the back. So I would just stay right there and
avoid all the...
I would avoid like all the monsters that were like super buff and and everyone was staring at me and stuff. But I think that like in reality, people are not staring at you as much as you think they might be.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean?
They're not, man. And like you said, the perspective is what makes it so big. Because I remember when LP first started lifting for like 3 weeks, and
he was a monster.
Yeah, man, I hadn't lifted yet. I was like, damn, LP, he's so big. Like there's a vein on his bicep. Like he's getting swole.
And that was before you were lifting, right? Like,
yeah, that was like a year before I had started lifting. And so like perspective made me think like that he was huge. So yeah, of course the same. And by the way, like he was like 150 pounds, 6'3",
just shredded beast.
Just like literally sticks put together with like gum wrappers and stuff. But yeah, so like when you go to the gym and then, you know, someone who actually has been lifting for like 3 or 4 years is actually looking really stacked and stuff. That person looks like literally you couldn't tell the difference between that person and someone who's like doing competitions on stage at the Olympia and stuff, because you're not into it yet. So it's just like if someone like went to a NASCAR race, they wouldn't know what's a better car than the other. They would just all sound and smell and be crazy to them, you know?
Yeah. And then like, I think that for me personally, I've realized that if you're going into a gym and you are intimidated, I think the best thing to do is to go in with a plan. Because if you have a plan that you know that you want to execute, and like the best way to do this is just me personally, I think is go on YouTube and look up workouts. There's tons that you've made. There's just tons out there. Tons. And like I always say, like if you go and you're confident in whatever workout it is that you're going to be doing, whether it's chest, shoulders, whatever. It could be a full body workout. Like if you know exactly what it is that you want to do when you get into the gym, you're going to be thinking a lot less about what people are thinking about you.
Yeah.
And you're most likely going to be thinking about, okay, I need to get this bench. I need to make, I need to make sure I get this many sets in because that's what the workout calls for. And I think that's a really good way to kind of maybe avoid thinking, because you're just really trying to avoid overthinking, I think, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm an over prepare type of person. I feel like there's certain types of people, and there's people who like to just kind of wing it, just do it. And then there's people who like to overly prepare every step of the thing and know exactly what's going to happen before it happens. Yeah. So when I first went to the gym, because there wasn't a whole bunch of YouTube stuff, I would go to bodybuilding.com and I would print out whatever the workout was that I decided on, which was like a beginner or intermediate workout. And it would be super simple. It would just be like 3 exercises. So I would print it out, but I wouldn't just go. I would Google each of those exercises as well and then go watch the video tutorials. So I knew exactly what every single movement was. I would study it. I would figure it all out. I'd memorize the reps and sets. And then when I went to the gym, of course I had that paper for reference, but like I felt confident, even though I hadn't done it before, that I knew what was supposed to happen and how it's supposed to look so that I didn't look stupid.
It's interesting hearing that you were ever a beginner.
Yeah.
Because like personally for me, I've always known you as someone like I can ask questions to that usually knows the answer, So that's really interesting. The thing that I did, the reason that I always say
like I've been lifting since the beginning of time. I'm like an ancient relic.
Yeah, exactly. But like the reason I say YouTube is because that's how I learned. That's how I learned how to lift. Was I had been going to the gym for a while, and I guess I could just kind of tell my story. So I'd been going to the gym for a while, and I was only doing cardio because I was just too afraid to lift, right? And so I would do like not stairs because I was afraid of those too because I would see people just dying on them. So I would do elliptical stairmaster, elliptical stair. Not stairs. Treadmill. There we go. Elliptical treadmill. Jeez.
Come on, girl.
And I would do bike. So I would do those 3 usually 15 minutes at a time. So I would do 15, go to the next machine, 15, go to the next machine, 15, and then gone, right? So I've been doing that for a while, and then I actually got so bored of doing that and feeling like it was just the same thing over and over and over and over again that I literally stopped going to the gym. And that's when I started under eating because I was trying to compensate, for not going to the gym anymore. So I started under eating, and then I decided I was thinking about joining the military. And I knew that when you join the military, you have to be able to do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, things like that, right? So I was like, okay, I need to build some muscle. I need to be able to do stuff because I was like to a point where I was like, I couldn't do anything other than like my job. And that's it. Go home and relax because that's all the energy I had, right? Yeah. So I started, I literally like, I get really like engulfed in things. If I'm like, okay, I want to do this. And like, I wanted to join the military. I wanted to get bigger so I could do that, right? So I've always learned really well by watching videos. That's how I learned how to play drums. That's how I learned that's how I learn things.
Yeah, you're a visual and auditory.
I'm seriously super visual. So I looked up just videos on YouTube, and that's when I found out about YouTube fitness in general. I didn't know it existed,
That's when I started jacking into your videos.
Yeah, but that's how I found you, and Instagram and stuff like that. And I literally learned what a chest day was and what does that even mean? I remember when I first went into the gym, I went to do a back day, and I didn't know what to do because that was before I was like, I didn't watch like a back video. So I was like, what are back workouts? Like, what do I do for? I didn't know that lat pull downs were for back.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought they were for arms. Like, I just didn't know anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you're completely ignorant to everything.
Yeah, and so I was like, when I first started, I was just like super intimidated, and I would like look around and like I'd be like sitting at a machine not knowing what to do, and I would just be like, everyone's staring at me right now.
Yes.
But like the more that I watched YouTube and the more that I kind of engulfed myself in it, and just like literally every second of the day I was watching some sort of fitness video on YouTube, I just became more confident because I was like, I know that's what Christian Guzman says.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Well, you're kind of like hanging out at the place that it's happening, even though you're not. It's virtual. Yeah. It's like, it'd be like if you got into indoor soccer and you're nervous nervous to show up to the court the first time.
Yeah.
But then instead of actually being on a team, you just worked there for like a season. Then you'd be like, oh, this is nothing. I know how this whole thing works. Yeah. You watch the videos and you're like, oh, I get it. Like all those lap pull down things or CD cable row things, that's for the back stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember being like super skinny because like you went into the gym and you were overweight.
Yeah, it's funny.
I went into the gym and I was like literally bones emaciation. Like you could see my collarbones and stuff. And so I remember like trying to lift certain things, and because you're so weak, and in my case very small too, so it was also very evident that I was weak, I'd be using like way lighter weight than I just saw the other guy who just left that machine. And I would think that people were staring at me, and like, you know,
like
if I was
looking at you change it from here to up here.
Yeah, like things that you
less.
know people can't actually be paying attention to unless they are just overly paying attention.
Just staring at you like a hawk.
Yeah, like they probably think you're hot if they're paying attention to you that much. They probably ain't hating on you. You know what I mean?
It's probably true. It's right.
Because okay, for example, that's a
good point. Yeah.
When I see someone who's new, when I see someone who's like super young, super skinny, or overweight, and you can tell that they're new. If I can help them, I'll try to help them. I know that's the good thing to do. But more than likely, I will just see them the first time, register in my head, oh, that person's new, and then I'll just completely forget them.
Yeah, it's true. Like that kind of sounds harsh, but like if for some reason I saw someone at the gym and I thought like, and they maybe, okay, this does happen every once in a while. Like I'll see someone at the gym and they stink really bad or something like that, right? I don't just consistently just stare at them the whole time. I'm like, okay. Like, let's move on, you know? So if you think, like I'm just saying, like if you think someone's staring at you for a negative reason, most likely they're not. Like they're probably looked at you and like, if they think that a negative thought, they're probably going to be like, okay, let's move on. You know, they're not going to be just like glaring at you most of the time. You know, everyone's different. But.
Yeah. And if someone's going to look at somebody, they're going to look at a jackass. They're not going to look at a new person.
Oh, yeah,
a beginner.
that's very true.
You know, so they're going to look at the guy who's screaming bloody murder when he's benching, or
when he's benching 25 pounds.
They're going to look at the lady who has the weird yoga pant thong combo. There's a lady at our gym who literally pulls a thong up over her leggings so that there's a...
And it's not just that. She is just incredibly mean.
She's very rude.
She's so rude.
Yeah. She'll like ask you how many sets you have left, and you'll be like, I just have 2. And then she'll be like, okay.
She'll stand there
at
and
your
look
shoulder,
at
bro.
you.
Yeah.
And like her, this is totally going off topic.
Yeah,
but her and her
okay.
husband, like if you're on leg press, they for some reason they love leg press. If you're on leg press, like I'll usually do maybe 3-4 plates, you know, because I'm doing high reps, and they'll come up to you while you're leg pressing, like literally in the middle of leg pressing, and they'll ask you, they'll tap you on the shoulder, and then they'll go, how many sets you have left? And I'll usually, I don't know, 3. I have 3 sets left. Okay. And then they're crazy, like legit. They're crazy. So then they start grabbing 45s from everywhere around the gym.
Start packing them up
because
on you.
they literally like they press as much weight on that leg press as they possibly can. Yeah. Granted, it's not even a quarter of a rep each time.
It's not even a quarter of a quarter.
But they use so many 45s. So you're in the middle of your set and they're just stacking 45s on the side of the leg press. So as you're pressing, you can just feel the leg press like kind of wobbling because they keep putting 45 plates on it. They're not putting it on the actual leg press, but they're leaning against the machine. And then when they're done doing that, they just stare at you.
Every single movement you're making, is being watched.
And it's great sometimes. If I'm in the mood to mess with them, I'm just like,
okay,
all right, here we go. I'm going to sit and like just lay here on my Instagram and
look
just
through my
really
songs,
chill and just
really got to find the right song
and just let them burn a hole into my back because they're so angry. But
that's a case to re-relate that to this topic. That's a case of actual, I guess, gym intimidation.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Like those people are looking.
They
at you,
are trying to.
You will know that they're looking at you because they're being douchey.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you though that literally no one is going to look at you about 95% of the time.
Yeah, definitely. And like if I saw them, I'm dead serious. If I saw them doing that to someone that was like newer, I think I would go. I honestly think I would go up to them and be like, "What is your problem?" Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because because like when they do it to me, I'm just like, if I get annoyed sometimes, but if I'm in a really good mood, I'm just like, do it. Like, let's go for it. Let's have this fun.
If you're feeling saucy.
Oh yeah. It doesn't happen much though, but it is
certain people need to be trolled a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
They're setting themselves up.
Mm-hmm. I think with gym intimidation, like I said, it's so much what's in your own head. So just try, like, before you go to the gym, if there's something you can do to make yourself a little bit more confident before you get in there. You know, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's music that you like to listen to. Maybe it's a video you'll want to watch. Maybe anything that you can do to feel a little bit more confident, do that. If it's a shirt you like to wear.
Wearing a jacket,
you know
wearing
what I mean?
a beanie or a hat to cover yourself up a little bit more.
Because I can guarantee you that you will get over it after a while.
Yes.
Because you're not going to be intimidated forever. Because you're going to know, as long as you're confident in the workout, that's why I say, you know, check out workouts on YouTube. Learn exactly what your workout's going to be, because you're not going to be looking around the gym being like, okay, what should I do now? You know, and if it's really bad for you, I would recommend doing this, like going and doing cardio, because, you know, just sitting on a cardio machine isn't that intimidating, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, if you're really, really nervous, scope out the gym that you're going to be going to. Look at where all the machines are, so you don't even for a second have to kind of walk around the gym cluelessly and lost.
Yeah, good idea.
You know, because I didn't do it on purpose, but when I was just doing cardio so much, I knew the layout of the gym perfectly. I knew where every single machine was. I never had to worry about finding things. So if that's something that you're worried about, go to the gym maybe a couple times, or maybe even just one time, and scope out the gym and know where all the things are. But yeah,
that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you're walking around, really anywhere that you're not comfortable with, like if you're at a new mall or something. But really, if you're there and you're looking around because you don't know where things are, you feel stupid. Like, and you feel like people are looking at you like, they aren't, but you think people are thinking, wow, that guy doesn't know where things are. What an idiot.
Yeah, what a dummy. They're really thinking, oh, he's probably just new.
They probably don't even register. They probably think like, maybe that guy's waiting for a bench, or like maybe the guy's on a rest period. They literally
but they're probably not even looking at you.
Yeah, they aren't even looking at you, man. They really aren't even looking at you. But yeah, good point though is, like you just said, scope out the gym by doing cardio first and looking through the gym while you're doing cardio, because it's very nonchalant. You're doing something that, like, if you're on a bike, you're doing the right thing by moving your feet in a circle.
Yep.
But if you're doing like a lateral raise, it's
moving them sideways.
I know, right? You're doing it wrong.
What is
somehow.
going on here?
You're doing calling all the basic bitches. No, but like if you're doing like a lateral raise with a dumbbell, there's no way for you to really know that you're doing it right. It's not guaranteed, but it is guaranteed that you're doing the stairs right or whatever. So yeah, do the cardio, watch people, and then also just figure out the layout of the gym. And then another step that you could take, if you even want to just do another small step, is go through a workout, but only use the machines, because the machines will guarantee they take pretty much all of the instability out. Yeah, and then you can just do a simple one movement for a bench. You can do a simple one movement for a row and stuff, where there's no variability of where the weight actually goes. You're not deciding it. You're just doing the push.
And that's a really good point. That's such a good point, because like when you're first working out, you don't know how much weight you should be using.
Oh, good point.
So say like, oh, it's my first time doing bench press, and you're like, you decide to do dumbbell bench press, right? You literally have no clue what weight you should be using. And I can see why you would be kind of scared to grab 30s and then realize, oh my gosh, I cannot use these. And then you have to get up, walk them all the way back, grab the 20s, and then in your head you're thinking, people are staring at me. But if you do just go to a machine, it's like, oh, okay, just move this down one more.
Yeah, this was too heavy. I just moved 2 levels down.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, machines will help a ton.
Yeah.
Another thing that you can do, honestly, it helps out with any social situation you're ever in, is having a group support system, essentially. So what I mean is having a friend go to the gym with you, because there's strength in numbers, man. Anytime you're doing anything new, you can feel immediately not stupid, because the person that's with you
that's true even now with me. Like when I go to the gym, if I'm trying to film, if I'm with you and I'm at the gym filming, I'm not even worried about someone coming up to me and being like, you shouldn't be filming. Yeah. Because I know that I don't know what it is, but it's just like I feel more comfortable, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
You're not on your own. It's not you versus everyone else. It's you and your homies versus who cares what they're saying.
And it doesn't even have to be somebody that lifts all the time. It could be someone that's new too.
That's true.
As long that is really good. That's something that I kind of wish I had when I first started, was somebody to go with me, even if they weren't,
super into
solid.
You want to do something with big goals and they don't, but they're willing to go with you.
Yeah,
like Kurt, for example. He's not big into physique or bodybuilding, but he'll go with me just because he wants to be friends and have fun and stuff. Yeah, absolutely. When I first started lifting, you know him, but I started lifting by myself for about 2-3 months, and then my friend caught on, Willie Fletch, 91. Yeah, so basically every day for the next probably about 1.5 years, 2 years of my lifting, I had Will come with me. And it wasn't even like I needed him to come with me or anything. He just really wanted to after he got into it too. But by having him made it so that like I was like, okay, I've never done this one before, bro, but let's try box squats. And he's like, oh, I've seen that, but I've never tried that either. And then we both go set up in the corner. We're both setting up like a box that we don't know how high it should be. We don't know the weight we feel stupid. We're like coming down and we're like sitting on it. And we're like, oh my gosh, is this the right way? Should my chest be up higher? Blah, blah, blah. But you don't feel dumb because you're talking back and forth between you and your friend instead of talking back between you and your ego. Your inside voice.
Oh yeah,
like inside
like the inside voice that's always negative, always.
Yeah, always.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's always like, yo, come on, bro. You know, you look so dumb right now.
Yeah, it's like Arkam's razor. Whatever's worst is like, in your opinion at least, even though it's not.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing that I would kind of recommend is, I mean, this is kind of simple, but I would recommend literally like having music, having headphones. You know, use your headphones. Have music that you like, because I feel like, especially even myself, when I forget my headphones, I'm more in tune with the people that are around me, and I'm always like, I can kind of listen to their conversations. I can kind of maybe I think I see them more. You know what I mean? Like, if you have headphones, like I would recommend using those. Those should help a lot too as well.
You could use these ones. These headphones are used by Celine Dion.
These ones and also Brian Turner. More important.
What if we had our own headphone line, homie?
Beyond the Beats. Beyond the Beats.
I love it. 10% off code. Beyond Beats.
That's gonna be the new sponsor of this podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Beyond the Beats.
Beyond the Beats. I like that, man. I like that. Anything else you can think of in terms of making it easier for the first couple of months?
I would say
keep the recording out of it. Like don't try to record yourself in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. If
you're nervous.
Yeah, for sure. Just try. Yeah, if you're nervous.
Yeah.
But if you're not, just go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
become a YouTube star.
It's always valuable to have your first couple of months documented because that's when you're looking the least transformed.
Yeah, but I think I would recommend just when you do go to the gym and when you end up going to the gym, I would recommend whatever workouts that you decide to do, maybe stick to those for a little bit just so you get more confident in them, Yes. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to do like bodybuilding style workouts, and then the first week and then the next week you're like, okay, I'm going to try powerlifting now. Like I would recommend whatever it is, you can do powerlifting first, you can do whatever it is that you decide to do first. Just get used to that, do that, get comfortable in that.
Make it second nature.
Exactly. And then maybe move on to doing other things.
That's a good point. That's a way good point. Yeah. Too often people have like beginner's interest or curiosity. So they'll start lifting and then like their first chest day will be these 4 exercises, but then their next chest day will be these other 4 exercises.
Yeah.
And if you're always doing stuff that's new, you'll never build like a confidence that you are doing it correctly. And you'll never... Not never, but it'll take you so much longer to build that mind muscle connection and like that neural pathway.
Yeah,
of
for sure.
I should twist a little bit here. I should pull my shoulder blade down as I'm benching. Things like that you pick up over over a long time.
Yeah.
It'll take you so much longer to figure out all the nuances and stuff. Because if you've, for example, barbell benched every single day, but all the other exercises were different on your chest days, but the barbell bench is every single time
you're
your
gonna be
first
the best
exercise.
at that.
Yeah, you're gonna every time you walk in, you're gonna be like, all right, I'll go walk over to this bench, I throw my bag behind it, I grab the 2.5s, I do. You have your routine because you've done it so many times.
Yeah.
I'd say that you should start your workout and at most just switch one new exercise in every day.
Yeah, and that's good because it is good to learn other things. You know what I mean? But yeah, don't try and like switch it up to where you're doing like bodybuilding style workouts and then you're like, all right, CrossFit, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, like powerlifting, let's go. Swimming, down.
When you do things correctly and you complete them and then they're finished, you build like a confidence in yourself to be able to do something. You believe in yourself, as being like capable.
Yeah.
But yeah, if every single day was always different, then you would never feel that you're capable. So I think, you should give yourself those things that reward you in terms of mentally feeling like you completed something, and then throw in 1 or 2 exercises where you're not sure about them, so that you don't have to worry about being like feeling like you completed them.
Yeah,
really
so because then you only feel unsure for maybe 10 minutes of the workout instead of 60.
And then you get back to doing whatever exercise you're used to, that dumbbell curl that you know really well. And then you're like, okay, now no one's looking at me because I'm killing it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on point with this dumbbell curl.
Another thing I would recommend that we haven't brought up that I'm kind of surprised is like you can't compare yourself to other people when you're at the gym. Like you can't compare how much you're benching to how much somebody else is benching. Yeah. Even if they've been in the gym less than you have. Because if I compared myself to other people that are literally 5 years younger than me that can bench more than me, I wouldn't ever go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I know that my bench isn't the strongest. I know that, you know? And there's other people that are better. But like that doesn't mean that I'm not confident in my abilities, you know?
Yeah.
So just don't compare. It sounds so cheesy, but don't compare yourself to the other people in the gym. You don't know, like, yeah, that dude's 50 and he's benching more than you, but you don't know how long he's been working out. Like he could have been working out his whole entire life. Like, and yeah, he might look like an old dude and like he shouldn't be lifting more than you, but that could have been his life for so long.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No presumptions. I mean, shoot, you could even look at a kid who's like, you know, wearing a band shirt and some cut off short jeans and stuff. And you're like, oh man, this kid has not been lifting very long. And then he puts up like 4 times your weight.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. Maybe he don't give a damn about how he looks, but he's lifting for 11 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Presumptions are the worst thing you can have in the gym. Just don't judge people, period, until you've met them at the gym, especially at the gym, because people have such weird characters they stand behind.
That's true.
When it goes to the gym. Like out of anywhere I go to on a regular basis that's public or semi-public, I'd say the gym is the place that I meet and see the oddest, most interesting people.
It's true.
You know, with the most variety to them.
Yeah.
You know, so I never try to presume I know
true.
anything about those people, because one time, you know, you'll go and you'll meet the guy in the sauna or something where you're able to talk to him for about 10 minutes and then you're like, whoa, this guy is a SEAL right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought he was like, you know.
A dork.
Yeah, I thought that guy was on drugs.
Murder me so fast. Yeah. And then another thing would be, I know I keep saying things, but I think this is just more of a life thing. But if you do start going to the gym and you're getting more comfortable, just always stay humble too.
Yeah.
Like, don't turn into the guy that's like, I didn't know anything. Now I know everything. So, like, these people shouldn't be in the gym. Like, everyone started somewhere.
Yes.
You have to remember that. So, you started somewhere, and that person that looks like an idiot, you know, in your eyes, is starting. So, there's no reason for you to start. Because, like, for me, in my eyes, Brian has always been a guru, always have known what he, but, like, you know, he was that gangly little skinny dude that, like, didn't know what he was doing. So, just always stay humble. That's just for anything in life, I think, personally. But
Absolutely. Also, one last thing I want to point out is there's a meme. I've seen this like a million times. Essentially, it's like, I forget the way it's worded because it's worded so well. But basically, it just says the person who's making fun of the obese person at the gym. It's like making fun of.
Oh, yeah.
It's like making fun of an alcoholic who's at an Alcoholic Anonymous meeting.
Yeah.
You don't go there and you say, oh, you idiot, you drank last night, I can smell you smell like alcohol. No, they're there because they're trying to help what you're physically looking at. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's not only like, you know, messed up and you're screwing up other people's mental, like, feelings and self-esteem and stuff, but it just makes you the biggest tool douchebag that you could possibly be.
Absolutely.
Should never pick on somebody who's starting.
And like, if you're that obese person or the super skinny person or just a person that's not comfortable in the gym, just understand that if somebody's judging you because of what you look like and how you might be acting in the gym, they don't have any time in your life. They don't have any, like, don't pay attention to them. And even if they decide to come up to you and say something, I promise you that person is not worth any of your time.
Yeah.
Because that moment in the gym is probably the most important thing to them that day. And for you, it's just another passing second. So don't let that comment ruin you going to the gym or not.
Yes.
Because that person that said it to you is a loser. Yes. They don't have anything else better to do. So just, you have to trust me on this, because I've met people in the gym that might like talk crap about someone else. And I'm just like, don't talk to me. You know what I mean? Like,
they want you to agree, and you're
they
like,
want
no.
you to agree. Yeah. And so I'm telling you right now, like, that person is not worth your time, and it's not worth you worrying about or fretting about what they think about you, because they're a loser. Like, period.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. That person's basically screening themselves out of your life.
Exactly.
If you think about it like this too, yeah, everyone at the gym is there or whatever, but think about it like this. You don't respect somebody who assaulted their wife, right? Yeah. You wouldn't go to the local jail and be like, "Hey, man, can you give me advice on this and that?" What you say is now going to be it's going to be word for me, and it's going to be scripture, and I'm going to listen to it, and I'm really going to like absorb your knowledge and stuff. Now, you don't respect that person, right? Imagine that same person who's talking bad about other people. You don't respect them either. They didn't have to commit no crimes, but they're not earning your respect or anyone's respect, because they're too immature. They don't have the perspective yet in their life to have that mature stance. So that should just nullify it from the start for you. That whatever they say about someone else or whatever they could possibly say about you even means nothing because their voice means nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like their opinion is worthless. So it shouldn't, of course it might affect you, but you should think about it after you kind of get affected by it and be like, wait, that person sucks.
Who was that? Like, you know what I mean? Who is that?
Like
it don't matter.
That kid's picking on people.
And like I get
doing heroin. Sorry.
And I get like everything that we're saying is like in a perfect world and like it might, you might struggle with it. You know what I mean? You might struggle with somebody saying stuff to you, but I hope if you're watching this video and maybe that happens in a month, you can kind of, think about this again or this podcast or think about what we're saying, because I mean, I'm telling you, when you get comfortable in the gym, it's one of the best feelings. Like it really, really is, because it's not even, it becomes a place, instead of a place of being like maybe kind of a little bit stressed out going there and like a little bit like, oh man, I'm not really looking forward to this too. It becomes that place where you are 100% yourself. You're 100% getting all that stress out of the day. Like it becomes your sanctuary. And it's just awesome. And like, I really want more people to be able to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like when you go to work for the first day and you feel like everything is super hard, everything is super stressful and time related.
It's perfect analogy, yeah.
Everything's agitating you and stuff. Then after a while, you've gone to work 6 months in a row. And then when you walk into work in the morning, at that point, you walk in with your coffee and your bag strewn on your arm, and you just drop it down and you have your routine. You go over to your desk and you grab the water cup and go over the thing. And, it's all so easy. And so, like, you're literally thinking about nothing except what you're about to do for work.
Yeah.
Same thing can happen at the gym. At first, all you're worried about is everything else. Everything else.
Yeah, exactly. And everything else
right?
but your workout.
And it makes your workout like this big, like, tense, wiry, fiery, terrible, like itchy thing that you just want to get done. You just want to get done and leave.
And get out of it, yeah.
But like you're saying, man, it's one of the most blissful experiences when you finally do get to that point. And it'll take a while, maybe a month or two, or maybe even longer than that. But then there'll be that one point where you realize that when you walk in, you didn't worry about what the front desk was doing. You didn't worry about how many people were on the cardio. You didn't look and see how many people were near the chest machines that you're going to go be at. None of that stuff. All you're worried about is, okay, I've got my water in my hand. Where's my pre-workout? Oh, my pre-workout's right there. Oh, my headphones are in my bag. Okay, cool. And I've got the M&M playlist. Okay, and we're ready to go. I feel good. You go set and you stretch and you warm up, and none of the other stuff is in your head because you just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
That is the best.
It really is.
It really, really is. It turns the gym. It's that thing that turns it from being this work that you have to do, like this long, scary task, into something that you look forward to release yourself, and to like outlet your rage and intensity and stress.
Completely, I completely agree. And I mean, I hope that seeing if I can go from where I was in the gym to where I am now, like anybody can go from any level of fitness to being completely comfortable in the gym. It is 100% possible, and I hope anybody, seriously, like, and you can still be morbidly obese and be completely comfortable in the gym. I know it for a fact. We have Dave is more like, you know what I mean? He's still overweight and he is completely comfortable in the gym.
He's probably one of the happier guys in the gym.
I wish I was as comfortable in the gym as he is. But you don't have to be super fit to be comfortable in the gym. Like seriously, I'm telling you.
If you're watching this video or listening to this podcast and you are one of those people that currently right now, even especially after listening to this, is thinking, I cannot make it to the gym. I'm just so nervous. It's such a big, scary task. Just remember this podcast and work your way slowly, because like he said, anybody can do it, and anybody includes you. So you can go to the gym. It will become less stressful and easier for you to do. You just have to go and do the first step. That's that.
100% agree.
110% agree. So
120 infinity degree.
Oh, damn it.
I totally want.
Damn it. To the nth degree. All right, guys. So that is this podcast. I think this topic is like I think it's very useful. I feel like people will like this is timeless. Like people will listen to this in a couple of years from now, and it's still going to be the same relevant information. Hopefully it helped you. If you are unfamiliar with John's channel over here, if maybe you're listening or something, his YouTube channel is Obese to Beast. You can just punch that into the search bar and you'll be able to find it. If you're watching this on the video, then it'll be under the description below. Make sure that you do follow this podcast. You subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like the video if you're watching it in video form. Let us know what you thought in the comments below in terms of like what you maybe think is a good strategy to help get into that first couple months of lifting. But then also, if you just feel like not even giving advice, don't even worry about that. If you just feel like putting your story down.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick,
give us a story. Exactly. Yeah.
Write your anecdotal story, because I can tell you, man, from reading other people's stories on certain things I was going to do, it helps a lot to be able to just read somebody's story through it.
Yep.
So that could help a lot of people. Other than that, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's plenty more to come. I'm super excited about it. Team Beyond the Week. CT.
Lift heavy or die, MIRIN, motherfucker.